What's up, you guys? I'm Savannah, your FM99 Rock Girl, and I am here with Leigh from Pop Evil.
Let's go.
How are you feeling today?
Great. Thanks so much for having me. It's a game day, so I'm even more stoked. So a rock show, some football.
Definitely.
What more can you ask for right here in Virginia Beach?
Right. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and get in with this interview. So you just released the music video for What Remains. Who comes up with the concept of the video, how long it takes to shoot, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it starts off kind of when you're writing this particular song. I had a vision in my head early on in the process. So I remember talking about the ideas with the band, with the management, and then of course when we got with Sam Shapiro, the director, it kind of morphed into what it ended up being, and just kind of, it's just awesome whenever you have so many creative minds working on a single concept, just how the ideas can turn into, they can really grow quickly, you know, and then just develop. So at some point we just let it kind of become its thing, and you trust the director to deliver, and Sam certainly did. Super proud of the video. It turned out amazing, and excited to have it out, and finally it's for you guys to watch now, so good to go.
So has Sam directed all of your videos?
He's recorded a couple. He did Eye of the Storm on the last album as well, and obviously there's more videos we did with him coming up. So we absolutely love Sam. I know he's super busy, so to get him and to have him take the time to help us creatively, it's always an honor, and can't wait for you guys to see it.
So you recently added Blake Allison to the band as a drummer. He toured with you in 2022 for a bit. How did it work out to get him to be a part of the band?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a natural progression with Blake. Joey, our bass player, grew up with Blake, so they grew up playing in bands together. They're an unbelievable duo for a rhythm section, and I got a call that, you know, Blake was interested, and I didn't know if it was the right move because he has other bands. I was looking for someone that would be, you know, more full time with Pop Evil. Like, is he going to have the time? And so Blake called me, and he assured me, he's like, no, I really want to do this. I'm going to be committed, and I want the job. So I was like, well, it's all you had to do is tell me. I absolutely love Blake. He's one of my favorite people in the world. So to have him now, and just to see how he's progressed, he hadn't played drums in a few years. So now that we're really settling in with the new album, of course, the new show, it's just incredible to see him back in tip-top shape as a drummer, and he brings so much more to the table. I mean, he can sing, he can write, so he's just basically a jack of all trades. He's so talented, and to see him really progressing with this lineup, it's exciting, and we're all stoked about the future. So, you know, kudos to Blake for being such a hard worker and being so dedicated, and can't wait to have him. Can't wait to have him and see what the future brings, man. So we're stoked.
That's awesome. So a lot of your songs have kind of like a sports anthem theme, like Trenches, Footsteps, and Take It All. Your latest one, Sound of Glory, was used by WWE for WrestleMania 39. Yeah. How did that come about? Yeah,
I mean, anytime you can write music that relate to sports, it's always a good thing for us. You know, I'm a huge sports fan, so I think it just comes out naturally. And they come about different ways. Sometimes, you know, different sporting teams or companies hear the songs and they relate and they resonate. And sometimes they don't even tell me. You'll watch a sporting event and you'll hear it and you're like, oh wow, it never gets old though. But I don't always know when the teams are using it. Sometimes the fans let you know. But it's always an honor when a team uses a song or any sport theme uses any of the music. It's always it's always fun to see. And in a small way, you're a part of the game in a way, yeah. Right? So it's cool, very very cool.
So for your shows, do you have any like pre-show rituals?
I think we all kind of do our thing. I don't think we have any true rituals anymore. I mean, we've been playing so many shows for so long that I think the big ritual nowadays is just trying to stay healthy, you know what I mean? And trying to make sure that, you know, we're locked in to make sure we sound great and then put on the best show we can every night. So I think there's a lot of support we have within the band with each other to just really give each other those things we need, whether it's space, yeah. Whether it's extra band room, so, you know, Blake can work on the drums or Joey can stretch and get his body. And that's another thing too, just stretching is a big part now, making sure, because if you haven't been to a Pop Evil show, first of all, what are you waiting for? Number two, it's very crowd involved, man. We're moving around. We're not just up there standing in one place. There's a lot of energy in a Pop Evil show, and it demands a lot of physical, ability to just make sure that we're honed in every night. Otherwise, you know, the cramps start coming in, and we're not getting any younger, right? So it is what it is. Yeah.
So how do you put a set list together?
Yeah, it's the toughest thing I think about it. When you have this will be our 8th album we're working on, so have the songs we have or the catalog, trying to juggle the perfect amount of old songs, but of course delivering the new music is who we are now, is the new music and what the band has become. So there's that thin line that you want to keep the older fans happy, but you want to make the door open for new fans to come and explore the new sound and where pop evil's going. So, you just a lot of talk amongst the bands, before the tour starts, and then trial and error in rehearsals, and then you try to form that perfect set list. So we really feel we have one now. So again,
Awesome.
Pop Evil Animal Instinct tour coming to a city near you. Get your tickets and come see the set list for yourself.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So do you have any venue that's your favorite or any festival that you love to play?
Absolutely love the Norva. A lot of history here. So talking about Virginia Beach, since we are here, we actually we're talking about stories in the dressing room. There's the hot tub. I don't know a venue that has a hot tub like the way the Norva does. And I just found out they have a basketball court too. So my mind's been blown. It already was one of my favorite venues, and now it's going up a huge notch here. The basketballs were a little flat though, so we're gonna have to fix that. But other than that, I think we can fix it. But love the Norva. Obviously love all the festivals. They're always great. I'm from Michigan, if you can't tell. So anywhere playing back home is always a good time to see kind of the old family and friends. They come out of the woodwork. We had a lot of Michigan fans though here in Virginia Beach though too. So it's just amazing how many people travel to come see us. So grateful. And pretty much any place that's packed,
Yeah.
we love to play.
Yeah,
Sounds good
sure.
to me. Sounds good to me.
So Michigan seems to be like a hotbed for rock and just music in general. Are there any artists from Michigan or any artists in general that have inspired you?
I think all of them have inspired us along the way. From Bob Seger, Kid Rock, Eminem. I mean, all those big three were always being played in my household when I was growing up. So even if I wasn't going to be a musician, I was just spoon fed it. It was just kind of you just grew up doing it. And so I think that Michigan played a big part in just the influence just in me personally, and just the way that we lived our lives, right? It was paycheck to paycheck type of lifestyle, very blue collar, and we lived for the weekends. It was like, what show, it wasn't even about which show were we going to go to, it was which show were we going to sneak in, because we didn't have no money, man. So we would just kind of, as we got into, high school and college, obviously then our buddies all worked the venues, so we would slip in the back door and try to catch that band, and then of course that turned into, man, I'd love to do that too. How we just get some guitars. Let's try this. Let's start our own band. So it just it was very much just a part of the culture when we were growing up in the scene in Michigan. And then, and then all these years, still very much a part of, who we are in our DNA when we're off. We still go to shows. We still try to support and get out there. And we're just a musical family, and I speak for all the band members. And it's just been a part of our lifestyle since, since I can remember.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything that you specifically miss about Michigan that you can only get in Michigan?
Well, I know that our cereals are made first. The Kellogg's is in Michigan, right? So you're going to get the cereals before we get the test market cereals, right? So I do think, but I think now that Walmart, now you get everything first too. But it used to be back in the day we'd have that. But it's just special. Again, it's on the water. So again, very much like Virginia Beach, it's the ocean. The Great Lakes has the water. So it's there's just people. Constantly, I think about we'd have the acoustic guitars on the beach, So there's a lot of beach life, a lot of hippie lifestyle, no shoes, sandals on a lot. Like it just kind of, again, I would say that it's not just Michigan, it's just those beach towns that we grew up in. It just hits different, man. There's a carefree mentality there in Michigan when we grew up that again was part of the influence. It was like, wow, the women, the girls that we grew up with around all liked guitars. They weren't all listening to hip hop back in those days. We were all rock kids when we grew up, and then now of course it's changed in country and hip hop, and we like that stuff too, but rock was very much a part of the culture in Michigan in the eras when we were coming up, so it was a sweet time.
That's awesome. So what would you say is the best advice you've ever been given? Best
advice. I mean, some of the best advice is to not listen to the advice. I think you gotta just. Everyone told me no. I was too brown for rock. I wasn't white enough. I was too light for hip hop. It's just I didn't care about any of it. I knew that I loved to sing. I knew I wanted to be on stage and entertain people. And, even talking off camera, the story, it was rooted from GR, and again, I just walked I walked my own race, man, and it took a long time. Don't get me wrong, but it's your story, right? Like when you compare it to someone else's, it would never mean that. It's not going to mean anything to you unless it's your story, right? Because you're not from Michigan. You're not from Michigan. You're from where you are. My story means nothing to you because it's not yours, so pave your story, go out there and just create it, and people will follow that because it's natural, it's organic, it's you. And if you create the demand, again, that's the hardest part too, right? Write music that people want to buy, that someone actually wants to listen to on their own time. Tell a story that someone wants to listen to. It's very hard. I mean, most of you listening to this might not want to, but if there's one person that wants to be motivated by it, that's where it needs to start with that one person. Maybe it's your grandma, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your dad, but that turns into a friend. That turns into your friend's friends. Next thing you know, you got 100 people in the room. Next thing you know, you got thousands. And then next thing you know, which we're still finding out, sold out Madison Square Garden. So I'm still waiting for that story. But, hey, got to keep dreaming. Got to keep dreaming. But again, the best advice is don't listen. Make your own advice, man. That's my advice.
That is some good advice, I would say. So I guess kind of going along with that advice, how do you feel like the internet and social media has an impact on the music industry?
Yeah. It's unfortunately, I didn't get into this job to take selfies. You know what I mean? But it's a part of it now. I mean, the viral, the social media aspect is such a huge component. And again, it's different for any band, but it's a big part of it. And I think we're all still kind of learning because again, we came up from the era where that had nothing to do with record deals, and now you can go viral on TikTok and you got a record deal. You know what I mean? So you can have. I mean, there's TikTokers now with 50 million streamers, and there's bands with barely 100. So I mean, it's a different landscape. Again, getting back to the advice, just got to walk. You got to walk your own. You got to walk your own lane and create your own demand, and just keep pushing, man. You got to always be trying. And I think that I wish I had more advice with the social media thing, but we're still learning the game ourselves, and I think it's definitely a part of the future of music and entertainment. So bring it on. Let's go, man. It's fun. Just take it. Yeah, it comes with it.
So knowing what you do know now, what do you think you would tell yourself back when Pop People first started?
Man, I personally, I mean, it's hard to change things because again, it's part of your story, and you want to have fun, but I guess if I could have done anything differently, we just would have been more focused, right? Like you learn, part of maturing in any business is you just get smarter, you get better about listening to your body. You want your demands change. When you start out, maybe you want to have some fun, maybe you want to impress a girl, maybe you want to do all those things that most people think about when they pick up a guitar. But then it changes where you want to sound great every night. You have fans, you want to be responsible, that people are driving all these distance to see your band, that you want to deliver the songs that they love, because again, when you write a song, as soon as you release it, it's no longer yours, right? So when you release music, you want to give those fans that love your band and love your music an opportunity to hear those songs as perfect as possible, every night. And to do that, sometimes you got to put the bottle down. You got to put that selfishness down that you might have in your early 20s. You want to do some stuff for you, and it's very easy to get selfish in this business because all the travel, all the time away from friends, family. So again, I think it's just important to not look back, but yeah, we could change some stuff. Try to be a little healthier, a little sooner. You know what I mean? Live a little longer, keep the career going. Yeah.
So, what does the future hold for you guys in 2025?
Yeah, hopefully lots more shows. We're gonna keep grinding, more writing, and just a lot more figuring out the social media thing. Keep a lot more posting, But just keep doing what we're doing, man. Just very blue collar, just nose to the grind, hard nose rock and roll metal. That's it.
Keep on keeping on, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
Okay, so I have a few would you rather questions, okay?
For sure, let's do it.
All right. Would you rather speak all languages or have the ability to speak to animals?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I probably animals, right? Because I'm around more animals than people from all these other countries, right? So probably animals for sure.
There you go. Okay, would you rather always be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early?
Oh, well, I don't have to rather this. I am. I'm always about 20 minutes late. So that's a lead singer thing, right? There it is. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather always have a wet sock or a rock in your shoe?
Oh, man, I don't want anything wet. That's just annoying. So probably the rock. Okay. Yeah.
Would you rather have a mullet for a year or be bald for 6 months?
I embrace either one. Sounds great to me. But mullet sounds fun. Then I can have still a little bit of long hair still.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or in a robot apocalypse?
A zombie would be fun. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have a South Park themed wedding or a Family Guy themed funeral?
Oh no, the wedding.
The wedding?
Yeah, let's keep it happy. Let's keep it upbeat.
Okay. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 10 years into the future?
10 years. Okay. Yeah. That'd be. I hope that would be fun. We'll see. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather find a live body under your bed or a dead body under your bed?
Ooh, live body.
A live body.
Yeah, get out, we party. Let's roll. Let's do it.
All right. I like that mentality. All right. Would you rather meet Bigfoot or would you rather meet an alien?
Oh boy. That's a tough one. Probably an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be greener. Right? Be good. There you go.
All right. And last one. Would you rather be covered in scales or covered in fur?
Scales.
Scales?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be too hot in the fur. I'd be too hot.
That's valid. All right, Leigh. Well, thank you so much for doing
Thank you.
this with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, and hopefully we'll see you at a Pop Evil show soon. Peace, love, Pop Evil.
FM99 rocks.